ask is, being that you're well versed in the whole, festival scene at this point, do you have any words of wisdom for, those who might be uninitiated to the 3-day-long festival? I mean, you guys have done it in the UK and Australia here. I mean, what have you learned other than clean socks and underwear?
Well, this probably sounds real nerdy, but I do think being a musician and like being at a concert basically every night of my life, I realize how important it is to like own good earplugs. Okay. And I think like if you're somebody who goes to a show like once every few months, you might not like realize what it's like to be listening to music nonstop for 72 hours, and it's definitely not worth going deaf.
No,
or even have like ringing in your ears. People don't understand how horrible this stuff ringing in your ears.
Well, I will tell you to validate your nerdy theory. Yeah. I'm 30 years old. I'm missing 50% of my hearing in this year and 25% of my hearing in this year because I didn't take heed to your warnings early on.
Yeah. You gotta be careful, especially at festivals, like you get pushed up and you're in front of the speaker.
Well, and when Jay-Z's playing, you're gonna want to be in front. You want to feel it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna feel what Brooklyn is like.
Exactly.
Absolutely. What is Brooklyn like?
It's nice.
Pleasant.
When was the last time you were home?
I guess 5 weeks ago. We've been on this tour now for 5 weeks, and then I'm going home for 4 days to Brooklyn, then flying to New Zealand.
Really?
3-week Australian tour.
No, it's not a vacation.
No,
it's not a walkabout.
Vacation.
But what a blessing it is to be able to fly around and play shows. And,
absolutely, it's incredibly lucky.
And you guys have maintained a sunny disposition throughout it all. I don't expect you to remember this, but last time I talked to you guys was not this year, but the past year at South by Southwest. Or actually 2 years ago.
That's 2000.
I talked to you guys, and here you are looking as fresh and sunny as ever. The gentleman from Vampire Weekend joined us here live at the Coachella Flophouse on 91X. I pride myself on not being the terrible radio DJ that asks you terrible questions like, so what's your influences and stuff like that. But I gotta know, just for my own sake, Contra, the new album.
Yeah.
Are you talking about Nicaraguan rebels? Are you talking about the video game? Is it open to interpretation?
Well, it's open to interpretation, but first I had the idea to call the album Contra, and I thought it was like kind of a very meaningful word, just meaning against. But then I thought about it more like, I find people our age, the first thing we think of is totally the video game or economic or something.
But I want to make it abundantly clear that it also means against. That's
it means against. Yeah. In other languages, straight up, it just means against in Spanish. But then I started thinking more like, can you really call an album Contra and not like really know that much about Nicaragua? So then I got interested in like reading more about that whole situation, which obviously was pretty horrible in the 80s. So I understand that like some people are going to think of the Nicaraguan situation first, and ultimately all those things are rooted in the word against.
Fantastic. Well, gentlemen, the new album is Contra, and you'll be performing the body of work this evening. Looks like 9:55 on the outdoor theater stage. Now,
just before Public Image Limited.
I was going to say, knowing that you've done this, you guys are sandwiched between Echo and the Bunnymen and PIL. What do you do? Do you have pyrotechnics? I mean, how on earth do you?
We have a light show, and we have a new lighting guy. His name is Barf, and he's just he's really phenomenal. And we're really lucky because, last time we were here, we were playing out in the sun, and you get disgustingly sweaty. You get really tired afterwards. But now the sun will be down. We'll let Barf really flex his muscle and put on a good show for the people.
Looking forward to that.
And whenever you pick up a guy like Barf who's doing your lighting, and whether it be a new bus driver or a tour manager or anybody, the guy's got stories, right?
Definitely.
Definitely.
Barf was on tour for 282 days last year.
His last tour was he was doing a video for Lil Wayne.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying.
So I know we scooped him up.
And I imagine that he may have some experience with Bang Tango or Man-O-War or Rat somewhere along the way. I mean, you don't get a name like Barf.
He's had that nickname for only about a month and a half now.
Oh, this was given to him by Vampire Weekend.
No, it was given him by the crew. Because the first night, I think he was trying to...
Oh, sure. That explains itself.
But we can leave it at that. But I refuse to call him by his real name.
Yeah. Barf. Barf, give me a little bit more on the left side of the stage. Hey, Barf. Well, listen, here's what's going to happen tonight. Vampire Weekend takes the stage, 9:55, outdoor theater stage. And then forgive them for not playing a encore because you get off at 10:45 and imagine you're going to be running to the Coachella stage to see Jay-Z at 10:50.
Is that going to be the case? Perhaps.
Yeah, hopefully we can watch on the stage. That's what I'm hoping.
Just stand there?
We've seen him play it a few times.
Is it people say it's like really a hell of a show, like watching the Rolling Stones play or something like that.
So many hits.
Jay-Z
almost
show.
as many hits as the Rolling Stones. You forget forget about. Like,
Yeah.
you know, when's the last time you were big pimping?
I forget. Yeah, I can tell
Launches
you it
into
changes.
Izzo, and everyone goes, oh-ish! And then the next song, everyone goes, oh-ish! That's the
40
appropriate-
times that happens.
40 times you go aw-ish.
Yeah.
And before you get your aw-ish on with Jay-Z, get your aw-ish on with Vampire Weekend, new albums, Contra, relatively new album at this point anyway. Still road dogging it 3 years later, and it's terrific to see you guys still in good spirits. Thank you so much for coming by and joining us in the house today.
Thanks for having
All right,
us.
we're gonna play a song from Vampire Weekend right after this, and more from the Coachella Flophouse next on 91X.